The iPhone 15 Pro Max is really starting to grow on me. It's like the more I use it, the more intrigued I am becoming by this phone. And it's not because of what all the people who are reviewing it are saying, because mostly they're looking at the out of the box items, you know, the screen size, the battery size, is it heating up, all that stuff. And not to say that that isn't important. However, I'm just saying that those aren't the things that actually make me interested in this phone. If you didn't watch the last video, I talked about how this phone shoots ProRes 10-bit 422 log footage and how it also has ASIS, which is a color management workflow that you can use in DaVinci Resolve. And I also talked about the app, the Blackmagic Camera app that you can get on this phone that works very well, so you can control everything from your ISO, your shutter speed, you got false color, zebra, all that stuff, just like you would on something like a Sony FX30 or FX3 or A7S3 or whatever it is that you have. And the thing that makes me really excited about this whole thing is the fact that I am living in a time right now where I am witnessing technology advancing like right in front of my eyes. And I don't know if a lot of people realize it, but it really is changing right in front of our eyes. And I've always thought that cell phones were going to replace consumer cameras, but I think this is going to happen a lot sooner than what I originally thought, just because there's so much you can do with this iPhone 15 Pro Max now. For instance, so if you saw the thumbnail, then you already know what I'm going to say. That is, you can connect your iPhone 15 Pro Max directly to an ATOMOS Ninja V recorder. Now, you may be thinking, why would I want to do that? And my answer will be, why not? Because it gives you so much leverage. So one of the big things about shooting on a phone is the camera on the back of the phone is usually the best camera, but there typically isn't a screen for you to see what you actually look like. So you end up setting up mirrors or doing all these weird things. But the iPhone 15 Pro Max actually gives you a few things that you can do to get around that pretty easily, provided you have a few things. The first one is what I showed you in the thumbnail, the ATOMOS Ninja V. And the beauty in this is not only can you just use your Ninja V as a monitor coming right out of this thing, but if you want to, you can record directly out of it as well, right onto an SSD. So essentially, you could take your phone and your ATOMOS Ninja V, and these are not big, they're small. So you can have your phone in your pocket, you could take your ATOMOS and put it in a little pouch. It's still smaller than a camera. And you can have a setup where you can shoot quality video and monitor yourself and record yourself at the same time. Now, currently with the setup I have, it only allows me to do 1080, but that's just because of the cords. I did some research. I just need to get a different cord, and that will allow me to shoot in 4K. Now, it is at 60 frames per second instead of 24, which I usually shoot. However, that's not a huge deal, and it's not a deal breaker. The other thing that's crazy about this is, let's say you don't want to shoot in 60 frames per second, but you still want to use your monitor and you still want to record onto an SSD. Well, you can do that. And that's exactly what I'm doing right now. I'm monitoring myself with an ATOMOS Ninja V, but I'm also using an SSD to record onto. And I'm doing that with this dongle right here. Now, this is just one that I had laying around. Actually, it's my wife's for her computer. And I saw it and I started thinking, maybe I can use this with the phone, and I plugged it in and it worked. So I'll put the link to this in the description below because it works, and I've been testing it and I haven't found any flaws with it at all. It works beautifully. And again, I'm using it all through the Blackmagic Camera app. But let's say you don't have an Ninja V, and let's say that you only have an SSD, or you just want to record directly onto your phone and you don't even want to do ProRes, you just want to do regular video. Or even if you do want to do ProRes, well, here's the crazy thing, right? Now, this one requires you to have a Mac. So if you have a Mac, what you can do is turn on your Mac, log into it, turn on your phone, and go to screen mirroring. You just swipe down from the top and hit these two little buttons here. Once this starts, whatever on your iPhone will be on your computer screen. So this can act as a monitor for you in the background. So again, this is huge. You could take your laptop with you and you can have a monitor with you at the same time. So this just makes shooting quality video of yourself that much easier, and you really don't have a reason not to. Now, how many people are traveling around with their phone and their laptop? That's probably most people. So that means you have essentially a whole studio with you where you can use your phone to record, you can carry an SSD and your laptop, and you can monitor yourself while you're recording, and then you can take your SSD directly out of your phone, plug it into your computer, and start editing just like that. And then when you're done, slide your phone in your back pocket, throw your laptop in the case, and walk away. It's really that simple. It's even more simple than like a mirrorless camera, like the Sony ZV-E10 or the Sony FX30. Those are great cameras, don't get me wrong, but for mobile and portability sake, nothing is going to beat this setup. At the moment, I can't think of anything that beats it. It's just too convenient. But I don't want to make this video too long. I just want to get on there and say that because, like I said, the more I use this thing, the more I'm starting to love it. So I'm gonna do some more videos on this, but let me know what you guys think. If you have any questions, if you want me to test stuff, just let me know. Anyway, I'll holler at y'all later. I'm out. Peace.